minute or two till 2. I think distinctly hard to say and harder still to do. They'll beat the tattoo at the quarter till 2 with a rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Dragon will come when he hears the drum at the minute or two till 2 today. At the minute or two till 2. Isn't that fun, guys? Woo! Yeah!
I think it's one of the quintessential American stories. You have two friends, and I think it's even more relevant right now as well. It stays relevant, and I think that's what makes it an important story. It's these guys just getting through life, doing what they can, to make a little money, to have a living, to have enough food to eat. And on a certain level, I think that's kind of what we all still do. So I think it's important in that way. I think it's important to see this show. To read it is great, and to actually be able to come see it is a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's got to be a split second
Gotcha.
impact.
Come on, leave him alone. Come on, get him.
Get up and fight.
Ooh.
Hunchback,
Come on, man. He's soft, George.
Come on, hit him.
Let him punch you like that.
Come on, Lenny.
Get him soft, George. Get him, Lenny.
Come on, buddy.
Get him, son. Let's go. No, don't let him punch you in the face. Come on, get him.
Come on, Lenny.
Bigger than him. Take him.
Come on, Lenny. Don't let him do that. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get up. Come on. Get him. Get him. I said get him.
Hit him. Hit him, big guy.
Yeah, you get him.
I went to school here. I graduated in 2004, and in that time, I've been in New York working on stage and on film. And the truth of the matter is, for me and for just about any professional actor I know and work with, the work doesn't change, whether it's a non-union job or whether it's a union job in New York, whether it's this play here at Northern or another play somewhere in the city or a film. As a professional actor, I think there's a sense of responsibility to come in, do a good job. I'm doing the same job here that I would do in New York. It's no different for me. It's still, for me, a union job, because as a union member, every job I need to work is on a union contract. And that's obviously very different from when I was here, but the work's the same for me. I'm coming in, I'm thinking about it 24 hours a day. It's a show I've wanted to do since I read it in high school, and I'm just now getting to the point, physically, age-wise, even emotionally, intellectually, that I can feel like I have a good handle on it now.
It catches you,
That's
then
what
you
I'm
slip.
saying. That blanket, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's okay though. If you're kind of.
Keep it easy, so nobody's taking away from me.
Easy, that's fast. Somebody shoot you for a coyote. Stay with me. You ain't clear with like you're running off by yourself. Even if she is dead.
Lenny, burn yourself with the bean can at least once.
Them boys just come.
I wrote Murray and Reddy I wanted 2 men this morning. You got your work slips? Looks like it wasn't Murray and Reddy's fault. It says right here you were supposed to be here this morning.
Well, the bus driver gave us a bum steer. I mean, we had to walk 10 miles. Said we were here when we wasn't.
Well, I had to send out the green team short 2 buckers. Won't be any good to go out now till after dinner. What's your name?
George Milton.
I play George Milton, of the pair of George and Lenny. And George is, I can't say he's the brains of the outfit, but he's definitely a little brighter than Lenny. He's not a smart guy, but he's quick enough. He's a survivalist, I would say. He knows how to, and not even just for himself, but you know, he's got this guy with him, Lenny, who, you know, can't do a thing for himself. And without George, he'd be, you know, dead in the woods somewhere. So George has this added responsibility of not only just taking care of himself in this hard time, and it's right through the Great Depression, so it's a really tough time in American history. And he's got to carry Lenny on his back. And Lenny does pretty much all he can to make it as difficult as possible for George to do that. Saying the wrong things at the wrong time, And for some reason, George can't let go of them. They're not necessarily family, but they're definitely much more than friends. And in a time when people were notorious for being isolationists and traveling on their own.
Okay. We only have 2.
What do I got? I got you. You can't keep a job and you lose me every job I get. Just keep me shoving all over the country all the time, and that ain't the worst. You do bad things. You get in trouble and I gotta get you out, you crazy son of a bitch. You keep me in hot water all the time. Just wanted to feel that girl's dress. Just wanted to pet it like it was a mouse. Well, how in the hell did she know you just wanted to feel her dress? All the time is something like that, all the time. God, I wish I could put you in a cage with about 1,000,000 mice and just let you have fun.
George.
What?
Just go back a little bit. Actually, could we go back to the beginning of the story? Could we go back to guys like us? And just, this is, in contrast to scene 6, this is, he's tired, it's the end of the day, the last thing in the world he wants to do is tell the story, and maybe you have to warm to it, like if it starts out and it's, oh Jesus, okay, whatever. And he starts to tell it, and then he warms to it.
You get a kick out of that, don't you? All right. Guys like us work on ranches, the loneliest guys in the world. Ain't got no family, don't belong no place. You know, they come to a ranch, work up a stake, and then they go into town and blow the stake. And the first thing you know, they're pounding their tail on some other ranch. Ain't got nothing to look forward to.
Now tell how it is with us.
Well, with us, it ain't like that. We got a future. We got somebody to talk to who gives a damn about us. Them other guys gets in jail, they can rot for all anybody gives a damn, but not us.
But not us. And why? Because I got you to look after me, and you got me to look after you. Go on, George.
You got it by heart, you can do it yourself.
No, I forget some of the things. Tell about how it's gonna be, George.
Okay. Well, someday, we're gonna get the jack together, and we're gonna have a little house and a couple acres.
And live off the fat of the land. And rabbits, George. Tell about what we're gonna have, about the rabbits, and the rain in the winter, and the stove, and how thick the cream is. Tell about that, George.
Well, we'll have a big vegetable patch, and rabbit huts, and chickens. And when it rains in the winter, well, we'll say to hell we're going to work. We'll build up a fire in the stove and sit around it and listen to the rain coming down on the roof.